Hello class 9th, welcome to the economics online tutorial sessions. Welcome to the next video. We were continuing our chapter the story of village Palampur, and now today we are with this topic of how land is distributed between the farmers of Palampur. There is a big cultivational land in the village of Palampur, and how that land is divided among the farmers. We are going to learn about this. First of all, land is very important factor for farming. See, land for anything, for any business, for any industry, for agriculture, land is the most important factor for farming. But unfortunately, not all the people engaged in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation. It's very sad that the people in Palampur or any other villages, there are lots of people, there are lots of farmers who don't have sufficient, who don't have enough lands so that they can do the farming. They don't have so much land. It's very difficult for them. It's very saddening for them. So unfortunately, not all the people engaged in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation. Is that clear? This is the division of land in the village Palampur. In your NCERT book, there is a very similar kind of diagram in the NCERT also. So the area which is colored in brown belongs to the very small farmers who are having very small amount of lands, very small plots of land. And the area with the blue area are those farmers who have a little bit more than the small farmers, and the area which is totally white belongs to the big farmers who have large amount of lands, whose area is very large. Those are the medium or large farmers. Fine. Now, the small farmers, the area of small farmers is less than 2 hectares. It could be less than 2 hectares. But those farmers who are medium or large, those farmers, they have the land area more than 2 hectares. Is that clear? The medium and large farmers, those have 2 hectares, more than 2 hectares, and the small farmers have less than 2 hectares. Now, as you can see here, the land is unevenly distributed. The land is not distributed evenly. So, land is unevenly distributed. Some do not have lands. Some people in the village Palampur, they don't have land, and those are known as landless farmers or landless laborers. What they do, they work on some others farmers' land, and there are 150 families in Palampur who belong to the landless laborers or landless farmers category. Now, some have small plots of land. Some have small plots of land, and they are known as small and marginal farmers. They are known as small and marginal farmers. And some have huge plots of land. Those who have a huge amount of land, they are known as medium and large farmers. Now, those who have huge plots of land, they have more than 2 hectares of land. They work on more than 2 hectares of lands. And the small farmers who have small plots, they work on less than 2 hectares of land. Is that clear? Now, there is one story of Gobin. He's a farmer, and this story is from 1960. The farmer has 3 sons. He has 3 sons, and he had 2.25 hectares of land. Now, with this 2.25 hectare of land, this land was so huge, but at that time, due to green revolution was not present at that time, so the most of the land was unirrigated. The largely land was unirrigated. So, to compensate the profit, what he did, he had one buffalo also. So, he sold the milk of the buffalo so that he can earn some more profits. He can earn some more income. But after Gobin's death, when Gobin was not there, So he died. So due to the act of inheritance, his 2.25 hectare of land was divided between the three sons. So each son got the area of 0.75 hectares. So that land was equally divided into three sons. At that time, the irrigation facilities were improved due to the Green Revolution. But still, they were struggling. Why? Because of the distribution of land. First, their father had 2.25 hectares of land, like medium and large farmers. But now they were having only 0.7 hectares of land, which made them the small farmers. So due to becoming small farmers, they were not producing their desired income and they were struggling. So that's all for this topic, and you all understood that land is unevenly distributed in the rural areas, and this is the diagram. You can see the small areas, medium areas and large areas. Fine. And some people don't have land, some have small plots of land and some have huge plots of land, and they are respectively known as landless laborers, small and marginal farmers and medium and large farmers. Is that clear, everyone? Fine. The next topic is who will provide the labor. Basically, in this topic we are going to learn about the labor, which is also a factor of production. The first factor of production was land, which we have totally completed. Now we are going to study about the second factor of production, which is labor. Labor is also another important factor of production. Now there are basically two questions which arises in your mind, that who is a labor and from where does he come? So labor is a person who can do some work. It could be skilled, it could be unskilled, it could be educated, it could be uneducated. You don't see a labor like a person who is towing so much weight. No, anybody can be labor. If your father goes to a work for a company, then he is a labor for that company. If I am teaching for some school, then I am the labor for that institution or that school. If a nurse is going for the hospital, then she is a labor for that hospital. So anyone who works for a company or anyone who does some work for any person, whether in the agricultural field, whether in the industrial field, then he is a laborer. It could be skilled, unskilled, educational or uneducational. Fine. Now, from where does he come? How do we get the labor? So basically we are studying about the rural aspect, then we will cover the rural aspect. Fine. Now, for the small farmers, if we talk about the small farmers, how do they carry out work from the laborers? From where they arrange the labor? They don't arrange. They, along with their families, cultivate their own field. They themselves become the labor. They don't manage labor from outside. They themselves become the labor along with their families on their own field. Understood? The small farmers are not in a condition to hire some labor from outside. They themselves with their family cultivate their own fields. Now, medium and large farmers, they are the richer ones. They have the huge amount of land, and with themselves they cannot irrigate, they cannot work on their field alone. So they have to hire farm laborers to work on their field. They alone cannot work. So they hire the laborers from outside so that they can work on their fields. Now, for this labor work, the laborers get the wages. The laborers get the wages. It could be wages in cash, they receive the money, or wages in kind. Sometimes the laborers ask for the clothing or to help their child to study. These kind of things they can ask for. So if the large farmer or some other employer is in a condition to give their labor some other things instead of cash, then it's called wages in kind. Suppose clothing and etc. And the laborer can get money and also they can get the meal. What is meal? Meal means to have something to eat. Fine, like dinner, lunch. So these are the wages which a laborer gets. It could be cash, it could be in kind, and it could be the meal. Now there is one more story here. The story and situation of Dala and Ramkali. Now Dala and Ramkali are two people. Now I will just tell you the statements they said and we will discuss it. Now Dala said only large farmers hire them. Only the large farmers are hiring them. Fine. And they means large farmers. They have bought tractors for plowing. The tractors are used for plowing. Harvesters for harvesting. Harvesters are used for the harvesting of the crop. And threshers for threshing. Now, due to these machineries, less work is for them. All the things are being done by the machinery. So, they are not getting work due to this machine. And Dala is having a debt of rupees 2000 and he don't know how will he pay because he is not getting so much work. Now what does Ramkali says? Ramkali is also saying that there are very less number of working days for her and instead of farming she had to work in a brick making unit, in a brick field where bricks are being manufactured. So she had to work in the brick making unit because there is no working days in the farm laboring. And she owns more money, more than 2000. Therefore, the money lenders, the local money lender which give loan to the people, they are not giving her loans anymore. She is not receiving loans. Understood? So this is the situation. So we can say that in the rural areas, the laborers, the farm laborers are not getting work for the more days, and due to the machineries, due to the technologies, they are getting less number of work and they are owing money because they don't have work. How will they earn? They are not earning. So therefore they have to work in some other fields other than agricultural fields, and they are not getting other loans because they are not able to pay their previous loans. So that's all for today's video. I hope you all have understood the concepts of land and labor. Fine. Stay home, stay safe.